Next up, we're going to be checking out Master Kenobi has engaged General Grievous. This is going to be part of the Anakin Shrugged series from Seals Are Good. The same guy who did, also part of the series, Anakin Has a Doctorate and Darth Plagueis the Wise studies. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos today. We're not just watching the one video. We might even hit up, I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord, and I don't think the system works. Anakin's critique of democracy. I'm looking forward to that one because this version of Anakin is the most insane, dumbass, fake and intellectual I can imagine. The guy who's like, well, I have my opinions that are very well thought out, but also not thinking about them in the slightest. It's like, it's all the dumbass energy, but with such a big twist on it that I absolutely love it. Basically what I'm saying is I'm going to like this. I'm going to leave a like in advance, and we're going to jump right into it because this is going to be awesome. So let's get started.
We've received the report from Master Kenobi. He's engaged General Grievous.
We can only hope.
We can only hope they have a happy wedding.
What?
Anakin, that's...
Couldn't get it.
Oh my god, he's a dumbass. I didn't even think of that. It's like, oh yes, he's gonna get engaged. Oh wow. Oh.
Any images on the holonet, so I drew a picture. Look.
What?
Oh.
They actually drew it. 2 rings because he has 4 hands. Grievous. Uncertainly Master Kenobi. Not an absolute. Shorter than I expected. Anakin. Age 22. That's me. What? Someone you'd expect to be older. He's only 22 at this time? Oh, shit.
I'll put it on my fridge with the others.
You'll notice I'm crying in the picture.
Yes, I spotted that.
It's because I should be there with him. I should be his best man.
Right.
I could put on my nicest robes and I'd throw a bouquet of flowers.
I'm sure
Throw
that'd
the
be
bouquet.
wonderful.
I drew another picture of it.
Anakin,
Oh, no.
You know the rule. 1 picture a week, or my fridge would run out of space.
It's just that I didn't even know they had anything going on.
Yes, it's certainly out of the blue.
A more...
Oh. Just to quote Shadius in the chat, I'd ship it. Martin, not doing Norfolk Wizard Game today? Nah, I have to put it off with a lot of other videos till tomorrow when we have more time.
More, I get the feeling I'm being excluded from the council. Yoda never invites me to his parties,
Yoda has
nor
parties?
even to get high with him in his room. Windu just screams at me to leave him alone and stop invading his nightmares. Even Master Kenobi has been spending all his time in philosophy classes, and now this surprise engagement with Grievous.
They don't trust you, Anakin.
You can say that again.
He's actually waiting for him to say it.
Or not, I'm not your boss. But the only person I ever truly got along with was Master Dooku.
Dooku was a
But
Sith.
Dooku passed away.
You killed
now
him.
I'm all alone.
It's a real shame the Jedi Council don't see your value.
The value of my thesis.
I mean, his thesis. Oh god, he brought it up again. It is very much a weapon of mass destruction in this version. Can you imagine having to be subjected to that? They'll tell you anything.
If I could just have another person
Oh,
listen
no.
to my unabridged 2-hour-long thesis.
Oh, it got shorter.
Anakin, they're hiding things from you, keeping you from reaching your full potential. They fear you, Anakin.
That they do.
I mean, he's probably right. They do fear him. In fact, if he went Sith, they'd be like, oh, thank God, he's your problem now. They might actually thank him.
With the backing of the council, that thesis could hit bookstores across the galaxy.
And murder
Right.
everyone.
Look, Anakin, the only way to save your wife from certain death is by studying the teachings of the dark side, learning to use both sides of the Force.
You mean, rather than dogmatically embracing a singular aspect of the Force and conforming solely to the prescribed notion of dichotomy representing a singular view of either light or dark, such as that espoused by the Jedi and Sith?
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, this is like the over-intellectual who's not actually intellectual. This is basically, you take an easy sentence, you add as many big words to it as possible to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, but you've said nothing different at all. I mean, granted, I completely abused this when I was given word length, and I got my idea out in like 3 pages. I need that 4th one, so it's like, you know what? I'm going to insert big words instead of the easy ones because it looks bigger, and I need that space. This is why I hated word count essays.
I should instead forge my own path.
Indeed.
No.
Or
Yes.
you could speak like you hadn't swallowed a thesaurus.
I don't know, Chancellor.
I wouldn't say he swallowed it. It's more like it bashed him on the head until he got a concussion.
I wouldn't want to get lightning fingies.
Anakin.
Those are very unnatural.
Anakin, my master taught me in the ways of the Force, including knowledge of the dark side. Lightning fingies, as you call them.
So I was
aren't in-
right.
What?
My postulation, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, was intended to be utilized by the apprentice of the titular Darth Plagueis, now seeking his own apprentice.
Oh God, they made him right. Oh no. Also, he literally already went through it. He forgot he actually did. Oh.
I was right. That was you.
Oh, forget your thesis, Anakin.
Outrageous. Unfair. Why should I join the dark side, get lightning fingies, and have to forget my thesis?
And the last
Fine.
part.
We can talk about your thesis at a later date.
Okay.
Unless... Are you going to kill me?
I would very much like to.
I know you would.
But we can talk about it in depth later. For now, I'm going to tell on you.
What?
Oh, it is technically still fitting with what's going on. Oh.
I think
Okay. I think Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord. Oh. At what point do they actually unironically go, oh, so he's so Palpatine's a Sith and he wants you. Oh no. Oh, sorry. We can't hear you over agreeing with with the fact that we can't turn you back. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Can't hear you over the sound of the Force tunnel we're going through. Static. Sorry, I'm right next to you. Nope. Oh, I love this one. And just Necro going, bruh, is Anakin smoking or eating crayons? He's trying reverse eating at this point, and it's surprisingly came out correct, and we're not actually sure how that happened.
Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord.
Must you open every conversation like this? It's never, hi Mace, how are you? It's always, Ventress has stolen clone DNA, or the Blue Shadow virus is going to return.
Yeah, that actually is all of the conversations he's ever brought into. Yeah. Also, would stealing clone DNA be a problem? Like, there's literally all of them. It's everywhere.
Or, Jabba the Hutt's son has been kidnapped by Dooku.
He has a
It's
son?
always one emergency after a fucking another with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every fucking week, like clockwork.
Yes.
The one from my thesis. You'll
What did I
recall
say
that?
about mentioning your thesis to me?
It's just
Did
that
I say you could mention it in an emergency?
Well-
I'm
No.
fucking stupid enough to explicitly bring up the topic of your thesis.
I just thought.
No, Anakin, you didn't think. You came here to bother me with your dumb thesis, and now I have more work to do. Do you have any fucking idea of the amount of paperwork you have to go through if you arrest the Supreme Chancellor?
Actually, unironically, this is being made as a joke, and this entire series is a joke, but I have actually listened to a lot of people, specifically a fan with too much time, go into very detailed diatribes about this, and honestly, it's fascinating. But you can't really arrest him because he's in charge, he's corrupting the entire system, and he could have all the Jedi killed en masse, which he did. So that's not going to work. If they kill him, then it all falls apart just as badly because he already has the cloning bullshit set up at this point in time. At least I think he does, but I'm not really sure when it was created, because also that was something that was created to go alongside as well, maybe Thrawn happened, but maybe this happened, and then Thrawn was so good that he's like, oh yeah, this also happened in the background. And then the new Disney version stole that idea. And just like all things, it still didn't do as good as their plot line with Thrawn, because it's literally history repeating itself on that one. They just spread out the time period.
Do
Well,
not.
one of us is going to have to find out, and I'll give you a hint as to who. It's not the dumb motherfucker who seduces former queens of Naboo by talking philosophy.
It just.
That's how that happened? They all know about that? This is already by far the most tolerant version of the Jedi Council at this time period then. Huh. And this might be possibly a smarter version of Anakin. I don't know how to feel about this.
Seemed important that you should know.
I was going to have a quiet night, crack open a few cold ones with the boys. Now, I've got to go crack a few boys with my cold ones. I
Oh
hope
my
you're fucking
God.
happy.
I should
Yes,
come with
actually.
you. You'll need my help to take him in.
Ah.
Sure thing, Anakin. Why don't you come with? Except, oh wait, It's your turn to clean the Jedi Council chambers this week.
I always have to do the cleaning. Are you sure no one uses the Force to influence the Jedi chore wheel?
Anakin, how could you? The Jedi Council operates on mutual trust and respect.
Specifically, the lack of it, canon and otherwise.
Of course, none of us would ever do such a thing.
It's just that
Not one of them. All of them agreed on it at the same time.
sometimes I get the impression you don't like me.
What makes you think that?
Well, in our Jedi art therapy classes, you kept making voodoo dolls of me, then stabbing them with pins.
That doesn't strictly mean I don't like you.
Plus, you kept yelling, I hate Anakin! I hate his stupid face! I hate his stupid fashion! And I hate his stupid thesis!
There was some
And again, this is both a better and worse everything. Jedi art therapy. Oh. I cannot wait until we get to Yoda, because apparently he's literally 420 the entire time.
motherfuckers in there, as I recall. But you're broadly correct. Look, I was stressed. I was letting off a little steam. Things said in the heat of the moment aren't strictly a sign of how I really feel about you.
Then
He
you
probably
tried to
feels
lay
way
a
more.
curse to have 3 of my limbs cut off and have me set on fire.
That
Well, good news about that one.
was just a bit of harmless fun, Anakin. Besides, that curse only takes effect if you go to Mustafar.
But what if I end up having to go there?
Who the fuck has to go to Mustafar?
I've been there before.
Well, you're not
He
going
has?
to have to go there again, are you? Quit bitching. I'm going to go fight the Sith Lord we've all been looking for. Go
I mean, it'd be a real shame if we went to Mustafar. Also, the cat is right. It's outside my door meowing, and it's adorable, but I can't bring them in because they chew on the sparky pasta.
clean those floors until I could eat off them.
I love this. I absolutely love this.
I don't think the
And for the last one, I don't think the system works. Anakin's critique of democracy. To quote Chancellor Palpatine, I love democracy. Oh my god.
system works.
How would you have it
What
work?
an excellent question, and one which, coincidentally, I have put some light thought into of late. Allow me to briefly
Did he have another thesis? Oh god, because they mentioned that he seduced the queen with his philosophy. And now we actually get to see, oh, the pre-Plagueis the Wise philosophy. Oh no. Hey, Ali's up. And out of place. Up.
summarize a very high-level overview of how I believe the system should work.
Oh, Anakin, you know you can go as deep as you want to with me.
Duly noted. But
Oh, wow. That is
Anakin, you know you can go as deep as you want to with me.
yep. You're going to regret that in so many ways.
duly noted. But perhaps we can go deeper another time. Regardless, the first question one must ask oneself is, what is the core of good governance? I propose there are 4 pillars, which our present system sorely lacks.
Oh god damn. I think I know where they got this speech because I've literally been in philosophy and political science classes where they were talking about Greek concepts of governance and democracy, and this was there, although some of theirs was respect for family and respect for God, so that was probably not the quite thing, because for them, not being faithful to the Greek gods was literally a good way to never go to the Elysian fields and then just have your soul roam eternally because you're not buried correctly. Yeah, there's things like that.
Twi'lek thinker Thomas Schaub's outlined that the first
Schaub's, oh my god.
priority of
Slaughter
government
Hobbes.
was to avoid the horrors of violence and war. It was, he argued, a dichotomy between the state of nature prior to setting up a government.
Also, they're not wrong about this. Like, this is a lot of the Hobbesian philosophy. Some things are good, some things are bad, and you can definitely see the bias in there. Okay, so you actually gotta legitimately bring up real world philosophy and just twist it into... Yeah, he's gonna twist into Star Wars versions of it.
Wherein one would live one's life sans any security, bar that which you yourself can bring with your own strength, and that of a common power, keeping the peace internally and protecting against foreign invasion.
I have a body part that'd be open to foreign invasion.
Ashab's advancing the work of Pla'ato outlines the notion
La'ato. Oh my god. Oh, and she's so thirsty, man. It's more a miracle that this doesn't devolve into something censored on YouTube.
Notion of a contract wherein individuals would give up some natural freedoms in exchange for a measure of security granted them by the state. The Hutt thinker Locke, writing after Thomas Hobbes, agreed.
I think this is Locke instead of Locke. Calling him a Hutt, though, that's just doing him dirty. Is it Thomas Locke? No. I think it's Thomas Hobbes. It's been so long since I've done this. College
with the latter's arguments, introducing tacit consent, whereby one is implicitly agreeing to the authority of the government by living within a state.
Like, they're literally describing right now the actual social construct of a social contract with the government of you do this, I do this, all good. Which is a little outdated in the sense that you do this and fuck you is more accurate, but still, it counts.
Even for a short time.
Okay, I think I get the gist.
No, you
we
don't.
can go do other things now.
It is important to note this description of government has been heavily critiqued by the Rhodian thinker David Hume. He points out that the original establishment of states was formed by violence and submitted to only by necessity. He goes further, noting that the notion of tacit consent only makes sense against a background of free choice.
I think we should retire to my rooms.
Why? We're both so young. I plan to work until I die.
No.
I mean, that's basically going to college now, so that makes sense. Also, if this is how their relationship went in canon, it would not just be twins.
Turning to our
Anakin, that's not
prior
what I meant.
conversation, does a poor artisan deep within Alderaan have the ability to simply leave the Republic? With what credits could they do so? Hume's point
I mean, to be completely fair, a poor artisan deep in Alderaan doesn't even count as being part of the Republic. If you get into the deep lore of what the hell is going on down there, it's not part of the Republic. Going into the Empire didn't make it any worse. It was already hell.
was that we do not need contract theory to ground our obligation to respect the state's authority. It is common sense society would collapse without such respect. Of course, this was but an interesting side tangent. The minutiae of contract theory are very intriguing, and we can perhaps engage with it another time.
Oh my god.
However, the core point I was attempting to communicate was that government is intended to keep the peace.
I don't know which is funnier here. The fact that he's blatantly missing the neon flashing signs, which makes perfect sense, or the fact that the ideas he's bringing up are actual legitimate philosophy points and unironically are real things that you can find books on in reality right now. He's making points that do exist, but he's only discussing the ideas and not, okay, what is the application of this? How are you using it? What does it actually mean? It's more, this is what this person said, this is what this person said, this is what this person said. Oh my god.
Yet, what do we see in the Republic? The rumblings of a civil war, fermented by planets attempting to freely leave the Republic, which, as an addendum to our previous interesting side tangent, contract theory suggests they should be able to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing about contracts. I have changed the deal, pray I don't change it again. Is unfortunately a very accurate way to do it. Insert random smart thermometer companies.
Yet, they struggle. Alas, I fear peace is not something this present system offers us, despite it being a core pillar of a good government.
You're not.
Good government, that would be the problem. The Republic was intentionally fucked up from every side.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Why? Have you dropped something?
Only a few dozen hints.
Those were not hints, lady. Those were not even signs. You were battering over the head. He's so dense that it got sucked into a black hole and ignored.
Next, we must turn our attention to another core aspect of what I believe is crucial for any government to offer its citizens: freedom. Now, we must be precise in what we mean by freedom, after all. As argued by Hobbes, total freedom. Without government means a freedom to die, perhaps through exposure to the elements, perhaps at the claws of a wampa.
You say it almost like those would be threats you'd face back to back.
Could you imagine?
Vividly. I like to imagine it'd be on the ice planet Hoth. Perhaps I'd be rebelling against a cruel and oppressive empire.
No one's ever...
And now they're literally just outlining the Empire Strikes Back. Oh my I'm sorry, it's so stupid, but just that little shout out to the later series of canon makes it even better.
Never engaged with my hypothetical before.
Oh my god, so the blatant come-ons were not getting him. So just talking stupid to him is what got him. So he didn't even seduce her in this one. She seduced him with bullshitism. I love this.
Anyway, philosopher. Consider, therefore, the notion argued by the Wookiee philosopher Isaibalin. There are two basic types of freedom.
I thought the Wookiee philosopher would go, "Arr!" It's a very hard dialect to get correct. I'm sure my accent's terrible.
Negative and positive. Negative freedom is, fundamentally, the freedom from interference. For example, I have a right to tell anyone and everyone about how sand is coarse and rough and irritating, and that it gets everywhere, without Master Eathcoth beating me up and stealing my lunch money.
Does that
I'm sure it happens a lot.
happen often?
Yes.
Anyway, philosophy.
It
It's worth
does.
noting that not all restrictions on one's possible choices are infringements on negative freedoms. If one wished to do something unnatural, like shooting lightning from their fingies,
Why do you
He
call
still says
fingers
fingies.
that's just because that's what my mother called them when I was younger. So I've kept up the habit. In a way, it feels like keeping a small piece of her with me. Especially because when I asked if we could free her from the slavery we left her in, I was told no. Well, actually, okay, one, they're acknowledging that part of canon. It's like, oh yeah, hey, you know your mom's a slave? We're gonna leave her there. And now there's, well, actually, Yoda looked me up and down, said slavery was a skill issue, then walked off.
oh god damn. Okay, this version of Yoda's a dick. I mean, we kind of figured that already, but oh my god. So Anakin's the idiot who's overeducated but lacks understanding, but somehow is also completely right sometimes, even though he's about it the dumbest way. Padme is very much into it. Mace Windu is, honestly, I think what we kind of wish he was like in canon, because he's basically just Samuel L. Jackson playing Samuel L. Jackson in the form of Mace Windu. And Yoda, he's basically the 420 gamer sup bro guy. I'm kind of loving this. And honestly, Obi-Wan just a asshole and is awesome and gaslighting asshole.
But I took it as a no.
We should go save her. Or check in on her at least.
Yeah, what would happen? Also, if it's a skill issue, you could have just, use your skills to fix it.
Well, I'm sure she's fine. Besides, Jedi aren't supposed to have attachments.
No attachments?
Uh-huh.
What about love?
I asked Yoda about love once. He just told me that women only want alimony and child support.
Oh, considering how old his species is, that explains Grongu and why he went into hiding.
Then said MGTOW for life and threw a
What?
sofa at me. Anyway, one's inability to do the unnatural of shooting lightning from their fingies doesn't mean their freedom is being impinged.
You say it's unnatural, but what about Master Plo Koon's electric judgment?
That's just a legend.
How can you have a legend about someone who isn't dead? Couldn't we just ask him?
Yes.
Positive freedom is the freedom to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the things that was kind of weird about the previous canon. We're just going to ignore the fact that we wanted the Jedi to have cool powers too, so we have non-Sith lightning. That's definitely not evil. There's going to be someone in the comment section going, well, actually, because of... And honestly, yeah, I know. I've seen the points. I've read Wikipedia. I've read the books they were in, oddly enough. They were good. Kind of sucks the series ended, but also it kind of went off the rails with Jason, so yeah, we'll ignore that.
Rather than the freedom from interference. Returning to our example of Naboo, just because the Republic does not forbid one from leaving the planet, that does not mean one can. After all, one may not have the credits to do so.
Or one may be blockaded by the Trade Federation.
We've arrived at another core failing of the Republic. Consider the invasion of Naboo. The Trade Federation blockaded the planet, and if they had their way, we would still be restrained, while the Trade Federation inflicted atrocities.
As opposed to what actually happened where, actually I don't think that planet was blown up, but everything was sucking and it got worse. And atrocities were inflicted, just not by the Trade Federation. They were just involved.
Republic fails to secure freedoms for its citizens, both positive and negative. Those on Naboo were not free from the harm inflicted by the blockade, nor were they enabled to live their best lives.
Are you living your best life, Anakin?
I'm not sure. Last week, Master Obi-Wan told me.
Force above, Anakin! How many times have I told you not to turn your back on me while I'm talking to you? It makes me so mad I could just hurl myself out of the window!
And they cut the scene in episode 2 where he just did that. I forgot about that scene altogether. Oh my god. Was he making this entire joke just to use that clip? Yeah. And also, this is very much gaslighting, abusive Obi-Wan.
He survived, but it
Somehow.
gives one pause for thought. What if Jedi keep jumping out of windows around me? Whatever. I'll burn that bridge when I come to it.
I don't
We
think...
must, therefore,
Not using
add
it right, but
another
it's also
pillar
right.
to our understanding of good governance.
I love this. He's literally completely right about so many things, but also so very dumb. It's probably half the reason I love
An
this.
appropriate balance of positive and negative freedoms, or more simply, and thus more fittingly, with our other identified pillar, freedom.
Interesting. Please, continue.
You actually like listening to me?
Of course. I was a bit distracted at first, but I think you're as engaging as you are handsome.
I'm sorry. The Jedi never taught me how to respond to positive feedback.
Yeah! I think she has quickly found out which tack will get her what she wants.
Well, one time Master Windu gave me a compliment.
Jump
he
out a
told
window?
me he was glad to finally see my lily white ass. But I later learned that was sarcasm. Next, let us consider the flaws of democracy, identified by the Bith thinker Plato.
Didn't he already mention him as something else? Whatever.
He claimed in Book 6 of his work, Republic, that democracy is inferior to other forms of government, broadly on the grounds that democracy is necessarily hostile to the expertise required to appropriately govern societies.
At this point, though, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to talk about Plato's book about Atlantis. I'm sure it's a Bith word. It's hard to pronounce.
He
Something about an
highlights that the
ocean
structure of
side and that
democracies
sings.
result in those who are expert in winning elections and nothing else are those who will come to dominate the democratic scene. After all, democracy emphasizes this expertise at the expense of expertise in solid governance. Ultimately, Plato argues the state will become victim to poorly thought out ideas that demagogues use to help themselves win office, and the state will end up floundering.
You highlight Plato's criticism of elected leaders, but what about Supreme Chancellor Palpatine?
He's actually very good at government, specifically breaking it. Although, to be fair, by the time the Republic was using him, he didn't actually have to try that hard.
He's been very proficient. And he was elected fairly.
I'm sure even Plato would agree he is a rare exception. Sure.
Yes, he knows exactly what he's doing to break it.
Palpatine collects Sith artifacts, wears Sith robes, and is always cackling to himself when he thinks no one is looking, but he's got a wonderful sense of humor, and the only thing he loves more than the arts
Darth Plagueis
is the
was?
Republic. However, Palpatine is but one man. He could easily end up falling down a seemingly bottomless pit or struck by lightning.
They're just making all the call-outs to later canon. Because that's how he died in canon the first how many times. Because he was being struck by his own lightning going through Vader and being thrown down the pit. Oh, yeah. Sorry, just little call-outs to the actual movies. It just fits, man.
What then? Back to the array of demagogues? One is forced to ask oneself, is this just? Is it right that the proverbial ship of state will be thrown and tossed as endless waves of captains whose only qualification is that they are good at winning the office of captain, play at steering the ship, all the while it heads for the rocks? The answer, Plato argues, and it's one I'm inclined to agree with, is no. This is not just. It is both outrageous and unfair that countless innocent beings should be forced to suffer the ineffectual so-called leadership of such inept beings. Consider the former Supreme Chancellor Valorum, who was...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was expecting him to make a joke name again, but no, Valorum actually was the Chancellor prior to Palpatine, who I think was mentioned, of course, in the expanded universe, in the Disney version, but also in, I think, the Phantom Menace as well, because that's where Palpatine replaced him at the end. After he completely unironically or unintentionally died by a completely unavoidable heart attack by bullet. Or ray gun in this case. These things just happen, man. It's completely unpredictable and unplanned, especially when it's planned.
Unable to act with any effectiveness on the blockade infringing Naboo's freedoms. A truly just society would be one where the ruler most suited to rule well is in charge. Therefore, another necessary pillar of state has been identified, that of justice.
But you're not actually against democracy, right? Just against demagogues seizing power.
Sure. Fine.
Sorry, what she just did is something that I've seen happen so many times. It's when someone has an entire speech prepared of what they want to say, and you point out, okay, but you're not actually saying what you think you do, and you bring up a point that actually makes sense, you're engaged with the idea, and they don't know how to deal with it, so they move on. That happens so many times. And it's probably one of the reasons he's like the most well thought out and intellectual non-intellectual, because he's right about so many things, but so very bad at it. Oh my God. Hey, Matthew, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping in.
We should consider the thoughts of the Chiss polymath, Myth Thrawn Narodo. In his writings, he will highlight that...
They just wanted to put Thrawn in there, didn't they? They just wanted to put Thrawn there for Chiss.
Highlight?
He hasn't written it yet. Anyway, he will highlight that. A galaxy unified under a singular leader and with a militaristic focus would be better able to defend against...
They've been making call-outs already, so sure, it actually makes sense. Basically, in a lot of story writing, the rule of three, and I can't believe I'm bringing this up in a freaking dumbass clip show that's just tearing the characters apart for humor, is actually using a rule of three concept that if you've introduced something twice already, the third time is fine because you're not overusing it, like going way too many times of a mention. We've already had two other shout-outs to things that happened in the future, but they were done as more just like, that'd be crazy if that happened. Hoth, Palpatine's death, and now Thrawn. And each time is actually getting closer to its current time. So yeah.
And respond faster to outside threats such as, hypothetically, an enemy living in the unknown regions of the galaxy seeking to enslave new clients to serve under their hegemon, than the Republic. As the man himself will put it, multiple species with multiple viewpoints and racial philosophies simply cannot hold power together for long. The dominant voice must certainly be wise enough to adopt ideas and methods from its allies and member peoples. But there must be a dominant voice, or there is only chaos. Ultimately, that requires a centralized regime, or put simply, there is a lack of security. To summarize, in its existing political form, the Republic cannot offer peace, freedom, justice, and security. I like to call these the Skywalker Core 4, representing the pillars of good governance. Therefore, in my humble view, any reasonable political system should ensure it offers these core 4 elements as a baseline.
If this video doesn't end with her jumping him, I will be very surprised.
That is one which would get my full support.
Interesting. Well, I certainly understand at least a high-level overview of where you're coming from. That being said, I felt your description of freedom's positive and negative glossed over some of the nuances and could have done with some expansion. Although, I'm more aligned with the Trandoshan thinker Shuenarihi, who argued...
Oh my god, she's the same level of oh my god dummery. Oh, I actually love this. She actually put the thirst away to engage with him. I love this. I just, to quote someone in chat earlier that I didn't respond to at the time, they're basically going, hi, I'm going to autism at you. And this is kind of awesome.
All rights require both positive duties, such as protective or reparative actions, and negative duties, such as avoidant actions. So I find the distinction somewhat redundant. Though, as I said before, I'd be happy to go deeper with you.
Uh-huh.
I believe you said something about retiring to your bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work. To quote Valerian, they are perfect for each other. And she got him, not with the signs, not with the subtle hints or the blatant in-your-face statements, but with the, I'm going to say words. Hi, engage with my hyperfixation, thank you. I mean, it's not wrong. Oh, seals are good. I was going to say seals with good for some reason. The guy who did this is Seals Are Good, or I assume it's guy, I could be wrong. And this entire thing of Anakin Shrugged is just brilliant because he's putting up real ideas, but he's so dumb. It's like if you gave a thesaurus to the dumbest idiot you know and gave them the right answers, but then let them fuck it up all on their own. And it's just so good. Because a lot of what they say is accurate, but then it's just, you know what? I'm going to steal a line from Anakin the Wise and say that there's a dichotomy, you could say. I should write a thesis about it. Oh. Yeah. This is literally not just something I love because it's funny, but it's absolute nerd fodder for me because it's making the shout outs to later events, both in the movies and the books. Although I guess they're now Thrawn in the TV show as well. I'm so far behind, doesn't even matter at this point. This is well done. It's well written. It's a lot of stupid humor, but it's playing the characters straight once you establish what kind of stupid they are. And they're all some kind of stupid. And it's amazing. Basically, what I'm saying is, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. I keep saying Seals with good. Seals Are Good did a great job, and I need to go leave a like on that video because I might forget otherwise. Hit him up, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.